is a snow cone. And the things you will need will be a little bowl of water, a paper bowl or plastic bowl that has kind of like a plasticky feel, a spoon, some school glue, mini styrofoam balls, markers, bamboo skewers, scissors, tape, and colored paper. The first step is to make the syrup for the snow cone, and you're going to start by picking a colored marker and rubbing it on the bottom of the bowl. And you're going to want to do a lot of it just so, the point of this is to get the ink from the marker so you can color the glue. So you want to get a lot of the ink, and once you've done that, you're going to take your glue and put the glue on top of the inks. And I've done a couple colors just so I have a multicolored snow cone, but you're going to add the glue on top of the ink so you color the glue to be the syrup. And once you've done that, you're going to take your spoon and mix it up just so you have an evenly colored syrup. Make sure to wipe your spoon off in between just so you don't mix the colors. It's going to look like this. And then you could leave it like this. You could leave just the plain glue, or if you want, which is what I prefer, is to take some water and water down the glue so it's more of like a liquidy syrup consistency rather than just glue. So you're going to take your water and you're just going to add 1 spoonful, maybe even less, to your colored glue. And this is just to help spread this onto the ball. So you're going to mix that up, make sure you wipe your spoon off so you're not mixing the colors. And now you're going to take your styrofoam ball and stick the skewer onto it. And this is so you can hold it better, and eventually we're going to stick it in something so it can stand up and dry. So stick your skewer into the styrofoam ball, and you're going to start scooping up some color and twisting your styrofoam ball and getting the color kind of evenly spread. And if you want, you can drizzle the different colors over it just to get a different effect. But I just twisted it and got the colors everywhere. And now I'm going to set it into some foam and let that dry for a while. While your snow cone is drying, you're going to take some paper and make a little cone for your snow cone to sit into. So it'll just sit like this right on top of the snow cone. And what you're going to do is make a little template. So I already made mine, but the way you can make yours is by making a little semicircle and cutting a little circle from the middle. And I showed this in a little diagram on the screen. And once you have that cut kind of created and you have your little template, you're going to want to cut it out of some colored paper just to be a fun colored cone, and you will also need some scissors and tape. But since I already have mine made, I'm just going to trace it onto this paper. So once I trace my cone shape, I'm going to cut it out. And the purpose of the little circle in the middle is just so once you fold it, it just helps to fold it kind of correctly. So if you didn't have that, you would have a kind of odd point at the top. So just having that little circle in the middle helps. And once you have cut that out, you're going to want to fold it. And you can use some glue to keep that sealed, but I'm just going to use some tape just because it's a little bit faster. So you're going to fold it like this. You're going to take the 2 edges and you're going to fold them in and meet the edges together. And once you have met the edges together, you're going to tape it down. So once you have that all done, you're going to tape it down, and you might need to play with it a little bit, but once you get that initial cone shape, you're going to tape it down, and here's your little cone. And it might not line up perfectly, so you can always go in with some scissors and trim that up a little bit. And once you're all done with trimming and everything, you have your little cone. The last step is to glue your dry snow cone into. So you're going to take your dry snow cone off of your stick, and you're going to take your cone, and this I definitely would use some glue. You could use hot glue if you'd like, but I just like regular wet school glue. and you're going to take your glue and put it along the edge of the cone. So take your glue and put it along the edge of the cone, and you could also put some on the bottom of the snow cone, but then you're going to stick it in the cone, and that's pretty much it, and just let that dry and you have yourself a snow cone.
For our next craft today, we are going to be making a doll beach bag. So the materials you're going to need is a half of a Capri Sun pouch, which you're going to be taking your scissors and cutting across. You're going to be using the bottom half of that, the one with the bottom. Next, you'll be taking a full roll of duct tape, any pattern you'd like. Next, you're going to need a small roll of duct tape. This one's about 1 inch long. You can do the same pattern, different pattern, whatever you want. Next, you're going to need a ruler, a pair of scissors, and using this duct tape, you're going to be rolling it out to 8.5 inches. So you're going to roll it out, measure it up with your ruler, and you're going to be taking your scissors and cutting that 8.5 inches mark. After cutting it, you're going to be taking it and folding it in half, just like my 2 samples I have. So I like to lay it on the ground, apply pressure, and then fold it over, sealing each side as I run my fingers along it. So that's how you're going to be doing it. I'm not going to be making the second one since I already have my 2 available to me. I'm going to be setting this one aside, and we're going to start on our next step. So first, I'm going to be taking my big roll of duct tape and my Capri Sun pouch. So I'm going to be laying this down, front side up, be rolling my duct tape out just enough to cover the bottom half of the Capri Sun pouch. I'm going to be lining up at the bottom as close as I can. And it's okay if there's excess hanging off, we'll cut it off later. Making sure I'm not sealing the bottom, then I'm hitting it perfectly so that my pouch can still open up. Be doing that one more time on this side and be covering the top half of it, making sure when I cover it that I'm not accidentally sealing the opening, because if we seal the opening, it won't work. So I'm doing this on both sides, and you're going to be having duct tape on both sides, pouch still being able to be opened, and we still have our excess on the outsides, which we are going to be cutting off. I'm taking my scissors and cutting off the excess. Alright, so now that we have the first step done, now we're going to be taking our pouch and we are going to be making the strap so that your doll can hold her beach bag. So I'm going to be taking my first strap, my 8.5 inch strap, and be folding it and putting it on one side on the inside. We're not crossing it across sides, just one side. So I'm going to be taking my small roll of duct tape again and be cutting out 4 small pieces. This is going to attach the straps on the inside so they don't fall off. Now I'll be taking one of the straps, one of those small pieces of my 4 duct tapes, and be taping it in on the inside on one side. Now that I have one part taped down, I'm going to be taping down the other side as well, taking my second piece. Alright, now that we have the one side taped down, we're going to be doing it again on the second side, repeating the exact same steps using our other 2 pieces of duct tape we cut out. So I'll be taking my strap, taking the first piece, putting it down, taking the second piece, and voila, we have our bag. So as you can see, it's really easy, it's really fun. You can take your doll to the beach with her little beach bag. And yeah, there you have it, guys.